Okay, I'm just going to give you a bit of a review of what you've done so far. First of all, we've looked at expanding brackets. Now, to expand brackets, basically there are three types. Well, they're really all the one type, but some follow a pattern, and you can probably look for some quicker ways of doing it. Ones that follow a pattern are like when you've got a square there, that'll follow a pattern. They're called perfect squares. If you've got, say, 2x plus 5, 2x minus 5, so you've got the same thing but different signs, they are called the difference of two squares. So that's the difference of two squares. And this one here is, they are perfect squares. Okay, so to expand them, like this one, you do first one times first one, so that's 15x squared. 15 times 5x times 2x is minus 10. Sorry, 2y is minus 10xy. Plus y times 3y is plus 3xy. Plus y times minus 2y is minus 2y squared. And then when you add this up, this is 15x squared minus 7xy minus 2y squared. Let's make that a bit clearer. Okay. Alright, so looking at the next one, alright, you can write that and do it the long way. If you remember, you square the first, you get 5x squared. First times last times 2, so 5x times 5y times 2 will be 10xy, and then you square the last, which is y squared. So that turns out being 25x squared. If you're not comfortable with that, that's quite alright. You do 5x times 5x, which is 25x squared. 5x times y, which is 5xy. 5x times y, which is 5xy. And y times y, which is y squared. So it's 25x squared plus 10xy plus y squared. Okay, and the next one's extremely similar. So looking at this is a perfect square. The only thing is you've got the minus in the middle. So if you did it the quick way, it would be square the first, 4x squared. First times last times 2, which would be minus 2 3s is 6. Double that, you get 12x. Square the last, you get 9. Or, alternately, you can do it the long way. You do 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. Minus 3 times 2 is minus 6x. Minus 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. So it's 4x squared minus 9. And if you... Oh, sorry, no, made a mistake there. It's not 4x squared minus 9 at all. That's minus 6 minus 6. So it's 4x squared minus 12x. And that's plus 9. Because silly me has written... You might notice there. Silly me has written that with a minus. So a minus times a minus is a plus. Okay. Alright, just trying to show you how you can make mistakes. Okay, so with this one, the signs are actually different. One's a plus, one's a minus. So you get 4x squared. If you're really quick at this, you'll get minus 25x. Minus 25. If you did it the long way, you'll notice that the middle terms cancel out. You get 4x squared minus 10x plus 10x minus 25, so they cancel out. So you get 4x squared minus 25. Okay, just on factorising so far. What are we up to in factorising? Okay, so this is like a bit of an overview of where we're headed. The very first thing you have to do in factorising is learn how to take out a common factor. So when you go to factorise, you have to say to yourself, is there a common factor? And some of you are going to be doing a mixture of this today, so this is why this is good, just to give yourself an overview of the different types that there are. Okay, so just get rid of that part, put that there. Alright, so once you take out the common factor, then you have to look for one of these. If there are two terms then it is the difference of two squares that you're looking for. Now we know that these are all the results of the expanding brackets that we had on this side. So when you look at these things, see how that they're the difference of two squares one, that ended up having two terms, a minus in the middle and two squares. So when you look at that, anything in the form of a squared minus b squared turns out to be a minus b, a plus b. So for example of that type would be x squared minus 4, which is x minus 2, x plus 2. 9y squared minus 16, which is 3y minus 4, 3y plus 4. Okay, just the common factor one too. I probably should have done some of that. 2x squared plus 4x. So you look for what goes into that one and that one. So you get 2x, and then there will be 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 gives you 4x. Also, I just want to give one that, so that's 15 and that's 5x. So let's just make sure you know that's 15 there. 15. So the common factor there is 5, and then you have an x. 5 times 3 gives you 3x. 5 times 1 gives you the 5x. Notice that I left a 1 there. Just because you take the whole thing out doesn't mean it becomes 0, because 5x times 1 is 5x. If it was 0, it would have disappeared. Okay. Alright, so I got the difference of two squares. The next thing is if you have three terms. Now, if you have three terms, it's for example, if you go back to the other ones, three terms like these ones here. Okay, so they're three terms. How would we factorise that? And those ones you actually have, like, they're really the same thing, but you have, like, there's monic, okay, and there is non-monic. Now, with the monic ones, the monic just means that you have a 1 in front of the x squared. And the method or the technique that you actually use here, it's like this: x squared plus 5x plus 7. See how there's a 1 in front of the x squared? That's how you know it's monic. Today we're going to be doing non-monic, and the non-monic ones are like this: 2x minus x, say, minus 3. That's non-monic. And it's non-monic because the number in front of the x squared is not a 1. Now, this is where we're up to so far, just looking at the monic. We did the monics with two different signs as well, like with a plus and a minus. I might not put 7 there because that's not going to add to give 5. Let's just rub that 7 out, and let's just go, alright, let's go 6. Alright, so multiply to give, no, that won't work either. Let's go 4. Multiply to give 4. But we have to get a sum of 5. So if you look at the factors of 4, the factors of 4 are 4 and 1, and 4 plus 1 gives you 5. Okay, so that means that it will be x plus 4, x plus 1. That's where we're at the moment, okay? So the next thing, what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be doing non-monic. I'll show you how to do that. And we are also need to do grouping in pairs. So grouping in pairs, basically you use that one when you have 4 terms. So when you have 4 terms, it's a grouping in pairs. And an example of something that looks like this is like ax plus, I'll just give myself a little bit more room, ax plus ay plus bx plus by. Okay, that's an example of the grouping in terms. So in today's lesson, I'll be going through non-monic, and then I'll also be going through grouping in pairs. For those who've already done non-monic and grouping in pairs, I'll be giving you a mixture, and there'll also be a quizlet at the end that you can do to quiz to see where you're at, and there'll also be a mini diagnostic test at the end to see where you're at as well.